Hey everyone, so I'm here with my next Halloween tutorial, and it's kind of a weird one, but it's something I've had in my mind for ages to do, and I wasn't really sure if it would work out, but it's actually kind of worked out okay, and it's kind of easy to do as well. So it was just, I got a plastic snake. I was looking for a rubber one because I thought it would be like lighter, but snakes are really hard to find for some reason, toy snakes. So I got one in whatever that toy shop is down beside the cinema in the Omniplex in Galway, and I had to get like a big bag of like gross insects, and I got the snake and I just cut it up into 3 different bits. So I have the head of the snake coming out one side of my face, the body kind of burrowing up through my forehead, and then the tail going in where it first entered. So I think it's kind of a real fun thing to do, and it's like, it's pretty sturdy. You'd be surprised how okay it's lasting. And I got to have this like really cool drip, say, coming down off the snake by using my gelatin blood recipe, which I'll link to below. I have a video on that as well. But yeah, it's kind of a fun one to do for Halloween. It's probably something you wouldn't see too often around, I think. I don't know, I haven't really seen it before. It's just something I'd really wanted to do for a while. And yeah, hopefully you'll recreate it. Honestly, it's really not that hard. I got it done in about 45 minutes. So yeah, thanks a million for watching, guys. So I used a Stanley knife to cut my snake into the few little bits, but we're really careful if you're doing it yourselves. And then I just placed where I wanted the head of the snake to come out of, and just used a little bit of a lip pencil to mark out where the area is going to be. And then I got some Ben Nye nose and scar wax, and I shaped this into a little mound shape and started to apply it to the area where the head of the snake was going to come out of my skin, and then just started to mold and blend that in with the rest of my skin. And then you can use a little spatula or anything that has a slightly sharp edge to take away any excess. Then I got a pokey stick. This is just something I got from one of the makeup counters at my local department store, and I just started to poke the hole into the center, the same way as I did with the bullet hole exit wound in the video that I did recently. I'll link to that below. And then made it big enough so that the snake could fit out of it. Next I got some spirit gum, which is a glue safe for skin, and I applied this inside the hole and onto the edge of the snake. And then I just tapped it up and down with the back of my brush. This makes the glue tacky and makes it sticky. And then once it was sticky enough, I just placed the snake in the hole, and then I held it in place until it was totally stuck. I needed to apply a little bit more wax then for a little bit that had started to lift off, and just blended this back in place. Then I got some more of my spirit gum and I applied it to the back of the head of the snake, so that it would be a little bit more held in place, and it was really sturdy. I kept it on for a while after I finished the video, and it stayed in place really well. Next I got the body of the snake, and I applied some spirit gum to the back of that again, and then I just started bouncing it off the forehead where I wanted to put it until it got tacky, and then got it stuck in place. And then I got my nose and scar wax again and just started to build up the fake skin around where the snake was burrowing in and out of. So you kind of have to just build this up as you go along in little layers. And I wanted it one side to look like it was burrowing quite shallow under one side of the skin, and then a little bit more deep under the other side. So this side was built up a little bit more than the other side. And then you just do the same thing and keep adding the wax and blending it into the skin as you go along. And I used that little stick again just to kind of blow the end of the skin out where the entrance or exit wound part is. But you can also just use the end of a cotton swab or an ear cleaner for this. Just cut off the cotton end. And then I just repeated the same process on the other side of the body of the snake. Next I decided on the placement for the tail of the snake, and I just marked this out with a lip liner again so I'd know where to put the wax. I applied some spirit gum on the end of the tail. I had this cut at an angle as well so that it could stick to the skin at an angle, and then I bounced this on the skin until the spirit gum got really tacky and sticky and stayed in place, and then I started to build the wax up around the entry area of the tail and just made sure that it was well blended in place. I used a second mirror just so that I could see exactly what was going on behind the wound, because it's kind of hard to see at this angle. And once I had all that blending and moulding finished, I applied a little bit of a translucent powder really carefully onto the wax to take away any stickiness. To add the bruised purple colouring, I used two colours by MAC. I used Quarry and Sketch, so any kind of dull purples will do, just to make it look a little bit bruised. I didn't want to overdo the bruising because I wanted to make it look quite fresh and to make it look like the snake hasn't been in the face for too long. Then I got a red cream blusher. This one's by Max Factor, but any cream blusher will do, or any cream makeup will do, or even lipstick. And I just applied this around the wounds, so the entry and exit areas, to make it look like it was the inside of the skin and a little bit bloody. And then I got my black gel liner again, and using a very fine tipped eyeliner brush, I applied a little bit of this very carefully in around the wound, so it didn't take up too much space, but I just wanted to darken it up before I applied the blood. Then for the blood, I put my hair back for this so that I wouldn't get any of it on my hair, because I'm using my gelatin recipe, which I will link the link to the video below, or I will link the video below for the recipe. And then I started to pack this in around the wounds. So this is great because it does set and it'll stay in place all night without running onto your clothes or anything like that once it isn't so runny. And I just applied this all around the wound, and it's great because any little drips will stay as they are for the whole night as well, so it's a really effective fake blood. And then once I was finished packing on the blood where I wanted it to be and as much as I wanted to have on it, I'm totally finished. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Thanks a million for watching. Slán!